Good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel once again. Today is Monday, the 28th day of April, the year 2025. And as always, I have some well analyzed matches for you. So, talking about yesterday's results, I provided four matches with a total of 2.79 odds. And we were very unfortunate with one of those selections. The game involving Ajax and Sparta was the game that messed us up yesterday. My prediction was Ajax to win it out of the house, but we all saw how Ajax played yesterday. They were not serious with that game. A game they should have won convincingly. They nearly lost. Okay. So they weren't serious with that game, and that was why we could not win all our tips yesterday. Other selections went well. Inter Milan versus Roma. My prediction was Roma to score at least one goal. I told you guys Inter Milan were not going to be serious because of the Champions League game they have next week. So, and it happened just like that. They were not serious with that match. Roma were the most serious team and they got that goal they needed and the 3 points. Marcel versus Press, Marcel to win or drawn a bit. Angers was Lille to win or drawn a bit. So it was Ajax that messed us up yesterday. So guys, that was that for yesterday. Today is another day and I've taken my time to come up with very good and well analyzed matches for you. So without much waste of time, let's get started. The first match, as you can see here, is from the Italy Serie A. It's a game involving Udinese and Bologna. My prediction here is Bologna to win or draw a bit at 1.3 for odds. So here we give Bologna the advantage. They've been very consistent and are fighting hard to see how they can qualify for the Champions League. Udinese tend to be comfortable where they are. They're not fighting for anything at the moment and they are not doing well right now. So Bologna has advantage in this encounter and they should be able to pick three maximum points here or at least draw a bit at 1.3 for odds. Looking at the data here, we can see that Udinese are 12 on the table, Bologna are 5th on the table. And then we look at the head-to-head between these two teams. You can see here that Bologna has won two times, Udinese once. Other fixtures ended in a draw. Now, looking at their current form here, we can see here that Udinese, their last six of matches, they've lost three times, won three times. And then when we look at Bologna away from home, we can see here that the last six away matches, they've won two times, drew two times, and lost two times. Now, looking at their standings on the table here, you can see here that Bologna are fifth on the table and they're fighting hard to see how they can qualify for the Champions League. You can see that it's very tight here. Okay, almost three or four teams that have almost of the same point, number of points as you can see. So it's a very tight here, and Bologna knows it's going to be very difficult. So they want to do everything possible to see how they can get something out of this match. So for this very reason, we expect them to win or at least draw a bit at 1.3 for odds. Next, we have this one from Netherlands as to the VC. It's a game involving Utrecht 2 and Volendam. My prediction here is Volendam to win or draw a bet at 1.24 odds. Volendam has been very consistent and are fighting hard to see how they can gain promotion to the Eredivisie. They've been doing very well so far. And against Utrecht, we expect them to perform very well here. We expect them to win or at least draw a bet at 1.24 odds. Looking at the data here, we can see that Utrecht are 19 on the table, Volendam are first on the table. And then we look at the head-to-head between these two teams. You can see here that Volendam has won four times, Utrecht has won two times. Now, looking at their current form, we can see here that Utrecht are not doing well at home. At the moment, their last six home matches, they've lost two times and drew four times. And then we look at Volendam away from home, we can see here that their last six away matches, Volendam has won five times and lost just once. And taking a look at the standings on the table here, we can see that Volendam are first on the table with 76 points, followed by Excelsior with 71 points. So you can see how tight it is here. And Volendam are fighting hard at trying to see how they can get automatic promotion to the Eredivisie. So they're just few points away, and they want to do everything possible to pick maximum points here that will ensure they qualify automatically to the Netherlands at the Eredivisie. So that's why prediction here is Volendam to win or John bet at 1.2 for odds. Next, we have this one from the Norway Division 1. It's a game involving Mjondalen and Egersunds. My prediction here is Egersunds to score at least one goal at 1.20 odds. Egersunds has been very consistent with goal scoring, and in this match, we expect them to do same. Let's take a look at the data. So looking at the data here, we can see here that Mjondalen are 13 on the table, Egersunds are 5th on the table. And then we look at the head-to-head between these two teams, you can see that Egersunds has won 2 times, Mjondalen once, other fixtures ended in a draw. And you see that Egersunds has scored almost every time they play with Mjondalen. And now when you look at the current form here, you will see here that the last 2 meetings, we only have few rounds of matches here because this league has just started. So for John Dolan, their last 2 home matches, they've drawn the 2 times. And then we look at IK Start away from home. The last, okay, IK Start has actually played just one away match. And you can see here that their last away match, they won 3-1. So they scored up to 3 goals. So we expect to see them, we expect to see IK Start register a goal here. They'll be very consistent with goal scoring, and they should be able to have at least one goal here at 1.20 odds. Finally, for today, we have this one still from the Norway Division 1. It's a game involving Raufoss and Egersunds. My prediction here is Egersunds to score at least a goal at 1.20 odds. Egersunds has been very consistent with goal scoring, and they should be able to find the net in this match. Looking at the data here, we can see that Raufoss are 4th on the table, Egersunds are 2nd on the table. And then we look at the head-to-head between these two teams, we can see here that these two teams have actually met 2 times, and Raufoss has always been dominating. And you can see here that Egersunds has always scores every time they meet. And now when we look at their head-to-head, when we look at their current form here, we can see that Raufoss, their last 3 home matches, they won 2 times and lost once. And then we look at Egersunds away from home, we can see that Egersunds has only played one away match and they won by 2 goals to 0. You can see that they scored when they played away from home. So Egersunds are good in goal scoring, and we expect them to have a goal in this match. We expect them to score at least one goal at 1.20 odds. So guys, these are all the matches I have for you today. We just love 2.39 odds. Always remember to bet responsibly. Football can be very funny, even with the best analysis. Anything can still happen, so make sure you bet responsibly. And do not forget to like this video, share and subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Also remember to join our Telegram channel. The link is pinned to the comment section of this video. Thanks so much guys. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye for now.